What's up? How you guys doing? Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on where you are in the world. You guys know in the beginning of when you're using a journal, and it's like you haven't gone through enough pages yet to where it just like will just stay flipped open nice. It's like where it keeps going like this. That's the part of the journal I'm in. And then you put it like that though, see? It don't even work like that because it's too small. I gotta put like a candle to weigh down the side. There we go. That's better. Yeah, that's a lot better. Hey, from Norma. What's up, Nini? Shiva! What's up? Hey, Lakeisha. What's up, Lana? We're going to give it a fair moment to let everybody get in here before we start our live today. And we will be going for a short after stream. For the ones of you here who aren't aware, Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays after our live streams, I do an after stream on Twitch where we decompress together and we play video games, and I give away a free reading over there. So normally they're about like anywhere between 2 to 3 hours long. But today's going to be a short stream. It'll probably be about 45 minutes to an hour. I got a busy day tomorrow, so I got to make sure I charge up for that. But I'm super excited to be here with you guys. And we did leave off yesterday with Vickers. They were the last one that sent a super chat after the cutoff time. So before we start our free readings today, I'm going to go ahead and make sure we do Vickers. And remember, guys, these are going to be recorded. So after, you can go back into the recording. You can screen record the area that was your reading. If you, for some reason, have a question, but then you need to go ahead and leave the live, you can always rewatch it to see if your question was answered. Yeah. All right. And then I have two amazing moderators in here today. That will be Amber and Asha. If you guys want to say hi to them, thank them for all their help. They will continuously help you guys be refreshed and notified of the process of how you can get a reading, what person we're on, so you can go ahead and follow along to know when your reading is coming, or simply some general type of questions. So this is the vibe, the rules, if you will, of my lives. You got three options, okay? So option one, that is going to be the completely free option, okay? You will put, listen good, okay? I need all three of these things done. So just listen real good. Keep it in your heart, okay? If you want a free reading, my friends, I need these three things. I need your name. I need your zodiac sign, and I need you to put a yes/no format question. If you ask something like, what is my general energy? What does Spirit want me to know? All peace and love. I'm going to continue to scroll until I see somebody who's followed that flow. This is because it helps me get you straight clarity, but also at the same time, get to do as many people as I possibly can. If you ask me something like a general or etc., it makes me use my abilities more. Everything in life is an energy exchange, right? So, you do those three things for me. And patience is a virtue in my lives. You're going to have a big chance to get that answer for free. The other two options are the super chatters, okay? If you want your question 100% guaranteed answered, that is going to be by giving a super chat. Now, I do have like a little grid chart that I call the energy exchange. Basically meaning whatever you choose to give me in a form of the finances, I'm going to meet with intention and energy and time in your reading. If you click on the screen of this, if you click on your screen, if you're on your phone, a tablet, or if you migrate your mouse over the live, you're going to see a description come up and you can pull it up. It's going to refresh you guys on everything I'm talking about right now, but also it's going to give you that grid. So if you give $1, what you're guaranteed. If you give something more than that, what you're guaranteed. Go check it out if you feel called to see the rest. And the third option is if somebody joins my membership team while I'm on a live, I get a notification that they joined. So as a thank you and also a welcome into the membership team, I give them a general card pull. People who super chat are allowed to ask for general polls and do not have to give a yes/no question. The yes/no question format is only for if you're here for the completely free readings. Now that we established that, let's go ahead and start with Vickers. I'm going to do 5 free people, and during those 5 free people, I'm going to let the first energy cluster of super chatters formulate. After those 5 people, we'll do the first group of super chatters, and then we're going to follow that format for about 2 hours. Okay? All right, sounds good to me. So we're going to start with Vickers. You had just wanted to know a general. You just had a general. But your energy currently, and you are a Scorpio. Okay? Well, I feel something very fiery within the month of April for the water signs in general. That's a big thing that's going to be in my upcoming collectives. Okay? General energy. You have 2 trusted people in your life. I see somebody that has came to a deep clarity about their self-sabotaging tendencies. And that doesn't mean you're going and like doing all these crazy things to throw your life away. It can be simply like trust issues. It can be having somebody in your life that you've manifested, but then you're not sure completely if this is real. So you'll kind of like throw it away before you even give them a chance. This could be friends. This could be a job. This can be a romantic person. I see you've had a realization of your tendencies. And it's not from an ego. It's from, well, go with me here. It is from ego because ego does not want you to experience pain. It's trying to protect you from what you've already experienced before. So it can make you think it will repeat. So it is from ego, but it's not from a place of like you think you're better than other people or etc. It comes from a place of fear. The more than one first step is to realize that. You're like on step 5, okay? What your general energy is, go into November. Whoa, November. Okay. Well, go into April with this continuing mindset of exposure therapy, of allowing yourself to talk about the uncomfortable. I see a romantic connection formulating in November for you as well. And I feel my throat chakra now itching. The closer it's to November, you're going to start to have a deeper connection romantically with someone. Dope. All right. Now let's go pick 5 free people. Remember, guys, the flow, because I want to answer your questions. I want to get you your reading. I do. Name, zodiac, yes, no format. Let's do this. Okay. Blonde, not dumb, period. That's your username. Your name is Ashley. You're a Scorpio as well. Okay. What do you need to be more aware of going forward? Cool. You're definitely part of the same collective. Oh, shit. I just said, I really, really always want to do them for you, but I'm going to do it. But remember what I literally just said. Yes, no format question. You're killing me, Smalls. I'm just playing with you. All right. What does Ashley need to know right now? Okay, you've realized that for you to continue to work, you have to allow yourself to sleep more. I see somebody who you're probably starting to hit anywhere between, your energy is like mid-20s to like maybe early 30s. And if for any reason you're out of that bracket, then your soul is very lively. But even with that being said, you used to be a person, from what I'm hearing, that was go, go, go. Like you needed stimulation all the time. Adrenaline junkie type of, whether if it was just with work or, you know, maybe you had some part of your life where you could have been a really big risk taker and you've grown from that. But you still have that urge for intensity and adrenaline and etc. And you realize for a long time that was your bread and butter, if you will. Like that's what was making you continue to push yourself, be more successful. It was a form of like trying to find your self-love outside as well. And I see somebody in the past couple of years has realized that, reassessed, and now your drive can no longer be just the adrenaline. Your drive is peace. I see somebody that's overcame this mindset of I have to working hard equals me having to be exhausted or be in pain or etc. Because it really we were taught the whole like the harder you work, the more successful you're going to be, etc. I mean, of course, working hard is important, but it's working smarter, not harder. You're doing great. They're saying that you're continuing to invest into the correct. I'm also hearing the way you're investing your money. Okay, putting priorities first, but not literally like not allowing you to do anything fun for yourself. When people go from like 0 to 100, like they're overspending on themselves, or not on themselves, but overspending on like distractions for themselves. That's a better way to put it. And then they realize and they go cold turkey. They don't buy themselves anything, even like a cup of coffee. You're gonna burn out. Like literally, you're gonna seize up and you're gonna start your pattern again. It's about knowing momentary rewards, both internally but physically, are important. I see somebody that's been able to understand that at balance. And this is great, my friend, okay? So continue your good work. You got this. All right. Okay. Okay, that's a good one too. Jessica BJ Madison. You are a Pisces, and you would like to know, is the person on your mind working on themselves to come back into union? Okay. Let's see. Full contact, multitasking, various skills. Absolutely, they're working on themselves. Go with me here. They're part of their reward of working on themselves is your connection. Their mindset is not, I'm doing all this work so I can be back in union with her. Okay? And if that was the mindset of them, there would be a lot more work they would have to go through before you guys really were ready to go to the next stage. Because the work has to be for yourself. Somebody could be motivation, but you have to be your meat and potatoes. And other people, you're still efficient, you're important, you're nutrients in each other's life, but your own soul, your own purpose should be your meat and potatoes. And other people are the vegetables, the sides, the importance, but that amplifies other things. I see somebody that absolutely, also something about them cooking is a big thing. Like, I genuinely see more than my mundane example things I give out. My analogies. For this person, I genuinely smell. I can smell the kitchen. I can smell oregano. This person really is good with spices. And they probably don't even have any professional teaching. This is something that is very organic. They're one of those people that never has to measure anything out. They can just taste test. They can eyeball. And this is something that during their time of separation, I see that they've amplified on. When you get back into union, you're probably going to hear that they're in a totally different career. They're really following their passions. They're not living for what they think they're supposed to be doing anymore. This is great. They're doing it for themselves, which equals you coming back into union as you are magnets to each other. All right. Okay, Carrie. We'll go ahead and give you. Carrie, you're a Capricorn. Is Peter V returning soon with love? He's a big inside thinker. I feel like I have an air sign placement within this person. Promoter, marketing, advertising, working on that, being a financial provider. They're working on themselves. This person, not only are they're working on communication. They're working on understanding their own emotions. I'm feeling like an internal moon sign could be water, and their external, their sun, that has to be, it has to be an air sign from what I'm feeling, and that mix of understanding the intellectual mind with still that inner like. I'm hearing a Scorpio or Pisces moon sign, and both of those inwards are very intense, emotional, feeling individuals. Um, and men have been taught that that's a weakness. So right now, it's him fighting all of this um, misogynistic things that are kind of being tried to be thrown at people right now. I see somebody who actively is processing. If I want to experience, if I want to experience new people, or if I want to understand, I have to give people time of the day that I normally wouldn't have before. Okay, this person, they had a pretty narrow view of life, and experiencing you absolutely opened up some doors, and they're not seeing life as black and white anymore. This is so imperative for their freedom of thought. And the thing is, you're not even there anymore. Right now, all it was your influence of free thinking. And at first, they saw that as like destruction, as a trigger, something to run away from. But now, with time, they see that no, you're an activator. Being an activator in somebody's life and being an activator for people's lives in general is a blessing and a curse at the same exact time, because a lot of times activators get the finger pointed at. They're the scapegoat. They're the black sheep of the family, etc. Because a lot of times, I'm not saying overall, but a lot of times when it comes to talking about what needs to be talked about and breaking generational curses, the scapegoat, the black sheep, etc., is the healthiest one. And I'm saying it in this way because it's in the beginning. It's the mindset of that purity. That what makes them the healthiest one. But then the way that they get reactions from others, their parents, their friends, their siblings, turns them into toxicity. Searching for validation from other people, going even into substances to distract. But the essence, the soul, the beginning of, no, we need to talk about the elephants in the room. We need to see from other points of views. We need to release all these societal expectations. Instantly, they're basically like slapped, and they're like, nope, don't think that way. Something's wrong, something's wrong, something's wrong with you. And then it establishes all of these paranoias. You've cracked this fucking dude's like egg open when it comes to this stuff that they've suppressed. I have a masculine in my energy that I would not be able to channel those type of thoughts if inwardly he was not thinking about all of this. I mean, outwardly, this person is very close-knit with the way they feel about things. They could even have gone really like mute on you. Not even ghost, like mute on you. And it could have driven you crazy and you didn't know why, but honestly, I feel somebody that within it drove him crazy as well. He's like, why can't I fucking say what I'm feeling in here? So during this time of separation, he's been meeting his own higher self halfway. I absolutely see you two being able to be back in the rings together soon, if you will. Just meaning in the terminology of boxing, starting your first round, starting your next experience together. All right. 2 more, and then we'll start our super clusters, okay? Okay. Rebecca Owens, you're a Pisces. You would like to know, will Dyer come back with true intentions for you? Or should you let go? Let's see. Okay, absolutely has pure intentions. I know that there was a little burn within your connection. but it doesn't feel like a torch, a whole like okay. Think of the argument, the misunderstanding you two had. It was kind of like, you know, when like you're cooking and you accidentally put your arm kind of against like the burner or the pot, the pan, and you're like, ow. And then you got a mark, but you'll live, you're fine. It hurts, it's a little discomforting for a while, but you know you'll be good. Versus like catching on fire. Okay? Your argument, your misunderstanding was like that. It was not something that destroys and interrupts everything. These are actually the things that make you see if somebody, you know, you can get through moments of discomfort with them. It's very easy when everything's going cool and you're vibing to be like, oh, you're my best friend, or you're my person, and we're gonna be able to get through anything together. And then the moments happen, and sometimes that ain't true anymore. You guys are good. This is healthy. This is not something of no return. Far from it. Just allow space. I do see them returning to you. Okay. One more, and then we're going to start our first group of super chatters, okay? Okay. We will go with Nikki, aka Tall Princess. Your birthday, you're November 9th, Scorpio. And will Midnight ask you out this year? Her name's Midnight, that's cool. Will Midnight ask you out this year? Fresh start. Okay, so this person, remember I'm here for you. Sometimes it can feel like ripping off a Band-Aid, but it's what you need to hear. I do not see this person wanting to enter a serious relationship with you, nor anybody. It looks like there's a deep sense of cycle repeating within, specifically like being able to invest energy and money into others, because it looks like they, within themselves, maybe go for distractions. I see somebody that's going out every night. There's nothing wrong with going out, but it's a balance. And this is somebody that, it's like they're active. I can see them. They're actively knowing, I shouldn't do this, but I don't care. It's what I want to do right now, and it's what I'm used to doing. You can't force somebody to leave their comfort zone. You have to let people go sometimes and know if you're meant to be together, you know, they'll find their way back to you and they'll be working on themselves. The more, what I see right now is you guys are having a really good exchange of not constant communication, but weekly for sure. And every time you gather together, it's great. There's great vibes. When you separate and then you go into those moments of not talking for a while, your mind really starts racing. You're like, are they over this? What did I do? And I'm just seeing somebody that does not have a social battery to talk all the time. With that being said, if you're okay with a slow connection building, it's not that this never could happen. I don't see 2025, you guys being able to get into a commitment because they're still working on this. There's an ego death they're going to experience soon. And that will be when they go into an even deeper hermit mode. And the best thing to do with this type of dynamic will be hold your confidence. And don't feel like when things shift and there's been nothing wrong that's happened between you two, don't take it personally. Don't take ownership of it. I see somebody that constantly could take ownership of things that are out of your control. But that was a survival tactic for a while. I see it goes down to your childhood. When you grow up, things became safer if you just said, okay, I'm sorry. Or it was my fault of things that never were your fault to begin with. So you've realized this pattern, and this person's also helping you break that. I do see a soul tie connection. I do see somebody who, you got a bigger purpose than just a moment, like having a pass by moment. This isn't karmic. So just let things to flow and understand that it's for the best. That You don't enter a relationship this year. In fact, it's a divine protection. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead now and gain our first group of super chatters. There we go. Let's start up at the beginning. Right. See, Justine, we'll be starting with you. What's up? All right, you've been added to the list. All right, Stephanie. 66. Got you. Alvin, what's up, homie? All right. Aaron. Aaron, got you. You're on the list. All right, Shirley Faith, you are added. Okay, so that'll be our first group of super chatters. Let's go back scroll up to Justine and start. Right. I'm going to also pull out a new deck. I feel called to do my magic oracle, like the game. Woohoo! I haven't used this one in a while. There we go. It has a pull tab, that's right. And I can put this here. Little drink, and then we'll do. Okay. What's up, Justine? You would like to get a past present read. Okay. What currently from her past would they like her to have validation right now that she made the right decision? That's the biggest thing I keep being told with you today. You want to know if you made the right decision. Yeah, you're in a deep inner conflict. Passing boundaries too many times. But the thing is this person never like certain energies. I don't feel like it's love. I don't feel like it's a love reading for you today. It feels like this could be like even an older child you may have, or like a younger brother. It feels like that type of vibe. Somebody that they're an adult, but they're still very young. They're learning things. Brain hasn't fully developed. Not an excuse, just an understand it. And you had to put a healthy boundary of no, I know how much I can give to you before it starts being a thing where you just take advantage. It hurt you to set these boundaries, whoever this person is, but yes, you made the correct choice. It's not a conflict you'll feel forever, but for their patterns to change, yours do too. And sometimes, people, if you never give them, okay, you know how like with children, when they were younger, before this became a thing where it's because like you see them as a young adult and you want to help them so bad, when it was a totally different mindset with them. When a kid is like trying to get you to change your decision after you've said no, you can't do this, or etc. If you change your mode, like your motion, your tone of voice, and etc. with them, they will think, okay, I changed their emotion, I can change their decision also. It's not from a vindictive spot. They're children. They're fucking learning. And you know, your brain's actually like in development. There's a part of your brain that like uh, retaliating or going against the grain. It's important. It's literally their brain formulating right from wrong. And a lot of times, that curiosity state, people can actually discourage the children to go through it, discourage them from feeling, and like thinking everything they do about curiosity equals punishment. And that causes a lot of problems growing up from then on. Versus if you're a parent that's just very understanding of, I have to be one within my emotions, or else I'm seeing right now with you somebody who has done this whole process before, and you're not really sure where you lost it. I see that the emotion that you had attached to this bond, this connection to whoever this person is, no matter if it was like your son or if it was even like you raised your little brother and he was basically like your son. The inner conflict is you had to stop seeing them as that age. Okay, I can see you are still treating whoever this person was in the mindset of like they were like their younger self. When you have that energy, when you have that monotoneness of, no, this is my decision, and it's almost like repeating the same exact thing over and over again until it cements in their head. This person is not that type of level of understanding and patience. It's out the door. It's not that dynamic anymore. And your internal conflict was you had to see they're an adult. They are not this young person anymore. You can still see them as a developing individual, but that means what you allow and experience with them has to migrate. So this time, this separation, whatever you have, it's cooking something actually new and nourishing between everyone involved. Right now, the way they're acting may make you think that you made the wrong decision or that you've ruined the connection. But through time, it's not the whole thing when the kid comes back and says, oh, you were right. It's an understanding of, I look at things a lot differently now. And I thank you for doing what you had to do. So continue forward. All right. Stephanie, you'd like a general poll for this year regarding love. Okay. What do we have regarding love for you? Universal order. Okay, definitely that following that divine feminine intuition is going to be what brings you to this person. You have to get out of your comfort zone. This type of dynamic this year, what they're talking about is unveiling a truth. Okay, unveiling a truth when it comes to that self-expression. Okay, in recent times, you started really being able to, when I say explore who you're attracted to, that could mean, it can mean along the energy of, LGBTQ community, or this could even mean just expanding what you used to feel was the type of person and looks and etc. that you would go for. You've grown and you've learned more about yourself, and you've been able to like really reset what you tell the universe you want in love. It used to be, oh, I just want the passion, I just want the excitement. But with that comes a whole can of worms. It's not that you don't have excitement with a divine or somebody that's healthy. It's a different form of excitement. Okay? You are manifesting a divine love that's also intertwined with their spiritual powers. Somebody that is a feminine-based masculine. And the thing is about, like, there's an event. There's something from like an equality form type of event, something that I sense you would feel very safe going to, that will divinely bring you attached to somebody that it's like this is like the way you guys could cross paths. Whoever this is, they're traveling far to come to this event. And you would probably enter a bit of a long distance relationship, but it doesn't feel like it's something that it's like you have to get on planes to go see each other. It does just look like there would be dedicated time made to a dedicated time frame you guys would see each other, and then go into like an understanding of deep times of not really being able to see each other, but staying active through social media, your text messages, etc., talking. But yeah, this is dope. Yeah, your comfort zone. Love is on the horizon. All right, Alvin. Any messages for you regarding ST? Let's see. Okay, so there's this sense of facing that inner fear. You accepted and you've assessed it that you're not. Okay, it's not. It's not that you are throwing. You've realized by going ahead and doing that self-recluseness, that hermit mode, and you pulling away from thinking there's any form of movement that you're supposed to be doing in this dynamic, and that if you don't do it, you're sabotaging the whole relationship or being able to come back together. You've realized, I am not disturbing our law of attraction. I'm actually enhancing it by going into that mode. No matter how much I try to push this connection, I can't force this person to face their fears. In fact, they're going to think that I'm trying to put them in a corner when I'm actually trying to do the exact opposite. But you're listening, you're following not only intuition, you're hearing healthy boundaries. I do see this person coming to a voyage. I do see that with their telepathic connection with you right now is they are actively facing a self-destructive tendency. I see somebody that could have like a compulsive disorder. Remember, I always say this. I'm not a psychiatrist. I am not a psychologist. I'm never going to sit here and tell you guys somebody is diagnosed with something, but I can feel tendencies and energy. And this person definitely has some form of like either like OCD or like a very compulsive part of them that they can see makes them maybe gravitate away from connections or come to assumptions too fast. Yeah, this person, they're coming to terms with some inner self-sabotaging and paranoia that's invalid and is also from a place of like PTSD. I don't even know the right way to say it, but from like just a mindset of somebody who's experienced PTSD in love and romantic relationships, and a person that's always wanting to make things right. And that's the thing about you. You always want to make things right. And sometimes it can cloud the energy of seeing that, no, the right thing is that I can't fix this. She's wanting you to know she's really appreciating the space that you are giving. Okay, this is the longest you've ever gone without repeating your cycle of trying to break this contact before it's supposed to, or trying to like force a resolution. Her energy right now is thank you for making this peace, because believe it or not, this is actually making me want to come back into union with you more. All right. Right. Erony M. Your name is Clementine, and you're a Pisces. Will your bond with your crush deepen? Will your bond with your crush deepen? Okay. It's going to take more medicine. With that comes its own can of worms. Yeah, okay, there is no doubt of the fact that this is going to strengthen, okay? The push and pulls that I'm feeling don't come from a connection that isn't strong. You know, if this was something, it's like it was not crossing their mind, it it wouldn't have this pair like this. I wouldn't see this back and forth in their head about you. Your connection is going to continue to strengthen, but I do see somebody that does a lot of self-medicating right now. I do see somebody that could have still some kind of like a malevolent, nah, yeah, yeah, somebody that they're coming to terms with, like their friends, their family. There's somebody within their circle that is pretty actually like looks for their downfall, and it comes from a state of wanting control over them, not wanting to share this person. This is not the only thing that could keep you two from developing faster than you. This is not the only thing that's going to be keeping you from developing this connection faster than you want. It's not just another person. It is completely within their self-destructive tendencies. That's been a theme in today's collective. A lot of realization of self-destructive tendencies. But you guys are very, very more in the beginning of your dynamic than other people we've been channeling within this past like 40 minutes. I see you guys are really in a fresh start, a fresh phase. You guys right now should develop your connection. Remember that you owe each other nothing. It looks like there is some form of influences that they're still learning if really it's meant to be in their life or not. As you continue to make this safe space, you meet them halfway. You wake up knowing that you're not putting your eggs in one basket. You don't owe this person anything. I see that level of comfort and confidence within your worth really attracting and being like, man, like I feel good when I'm with her. It's more than good. I feel so accepted. I don't feel pressure to act anyway. And throughout time, that becoming a stable thing, more than just the first couple times you've seen each other or been with each other. Once it's become an established thing that's who you are, that person will, within their own freedom of will, gravitate from what's keeping them separated from themselves. Yeah, this connection is going to thrive more. Just let it be something that grows, at the correct pace. And see that if they go into some forms of separation, when you guys have nothing's gone wrong, there's been no miscommunication, it goes from great convo to being ghosted. It's not a forever thing, and it's not a reflection of you. Can't take it personally. Okay. Shirley Faith, you'd like a general pull. You're a Virgo. Okay, you're trusting your heart when it comes to a connection. There is definitely somebody that you've gone ahead and exerted the dreams, your ability to read cards or etc. If you're somebody that reads messages, or your spiritual abilities in general have deeply enhanced within a connection that made you absorb a lot of negative energy. Okay, I see. Ever since you broke up with somebody, that for a while it was like they were your everything and they were a totally different person, and one day it's like they flipped. Once a certain level of commitment happened, they flipped into a totally different person. You finally followed your heart and were like, no matter how bad this hurts, I gotta let it go. I'm under a spell, a song from them almost. And this person would do like kind of like backhanded jokes or compliments, etc. The freedom you're feeling now, the peace, the sense of not like absorbing this person's energy, the energy that you now have, you made the complete right choice on separating from this person. And I do hear there is still the sound of their voice. echoing, and there's always going to be a piece of your heart for them, but your person is definitely somebody who is not in that vessel. That was a karmic connection you were destined to meet. And there was somebody that more helped you see the sides of yourself that were hindering you, that were imprinted on you versus being your actual existence and what you feel and believe. This person helped you establish healthy boundaries with yourself and realize, no, I'm not too emotional. I'm a person who understands and is self-aware. And I'm not going to be made to feel like that makes me too emotional or weak or crazy. I'm going to go find my people that do the same exact thing. You made the right decision leaving this individual, and they want you to really go ahead and enter the love life again. Enter a dynamic of getting to know somebody. Whether that's dating apps or getting yourself out on the town, somebody specific that you've had your eye on, but it's just been like a crush and you didn't really know how to say anything. However this resonates for you, it looks like Spirit is saying you can absolutely get the green light on looking to be in a committed relationship again. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and create the next group of super chatters. And then before, we will go ahead and do some free people. All right, Liz. 1, 2, 3, 4. You have been added. Okay. All right. So you're going to be the first of the next group of super chatters. Now I'm going to go ahead and start doing some free readings and give some time to make the next cluster. And that will be our last cluster for today. All right. Let's go ahead and scroll down. All right, blessed lady. Your name is Tanya. You're an Aquarius, and you'd like to know, does your Scorpio friend want to be more than friends? Does your Scorpio friend want to be more than friends? Very interesting. They have a lot of emotions when it comes to you. There's a lot they want to say to you. But there's this sense of not wanting to stop the friendship, being afraid that either if it didn't work out, they would lose not only a romantic partner, but a friend, or this sense of they're not sure if you feel the same and if it would turn awkward. You're wanting to know if you should reach out, like if you should tell them. I do see you going ahead and being able to express to each other your feelings, but it's not something you should do right now. There should be a state of confident flirtation, though, that you start to express more. Sometimes we can tend to go from 0 to 100, and certain types of people that can really push them the opposite direction, even if they feel the same way as you. You know, I see the communication you guys have had as friends. You know this person's tendencies when it comes to them being in a relationship. You've seen them with other people before, and you know that they're avoidant when it comes to somebody that they start having romantic feelings for, and etc. What needs to happen is more casual moves to that checkpoint where you feel that right time of, man, it's been long enough. Yes, there's been this continuous vibe. We're giving each other these little inches to see that there is something more and gain this confidence to really come in with this move where neither of us will deny how we actually feel. Long story short, Spirit wants you, as encouraging you, to become more confident in your actions of showing admiration more than a friendship. Feel his vibe, mesh back and forth. Do this for, at least a couple, like at least 2 weeks. See within those next 2 weeks that type of pull or push you have with each other and make your decision from there. Right. Okay. Sarah, you're a Leo. You're wanting to know if you should try to stay here or if you should move. Spirit really is calling you to get out of your comfort zone, and you have to focus on the bigger picture, though, about doing it in the right order. If you have a chance to go study abroad, if you have a chance to go do an internship, and this is something where, you told yourself you didn't want to take a break you didn't want to take a break. It's interesting feeling. You were wanting to take a break, but now the focus has completely changed. You thought you had more time to do something, but now it feels like it's cutting closer. Experience in this lifetime is more... Go with me here. Having experiences in this lifetime is more than money. What I see is you being able to go somewhere where you may end up, you're going to be making good money, but you may be like feeling like you're throwing away a new job opportunity or something here that's like, if you're going to work for us, we need you to start like now. This isn't something where the offer is going to be still here later on. I see that this right decision is you going ahead and experiencing more of the world. If something's meant for you, no matter if it's a person, a job, etc., it will find its way back to you. It may not be in the same person, it may not be in the same job, but it'll be in the same field, it'll be in the same energy. Your gut has been telling you that you're ready to experience something new as well. So, always remember, the decision's yours. But this is not a situation of pass-fail. Either decision you make, it's going to be successful. It's about more what's going to fulfill you, though, and bring value to your life. Okay. Live infinitely holistic healing. You're a Capricorn and you would like to know if Sean has intentions of a serious relationship with you. Okay. I don't see currently this person thinking or verbalizing the words like, I want to be with them forever. I want to be with them like I want to be in a relationship with them. I see somebody that definitely sees the light at the end of the tunnel, the potential of it, but deeply wants to take things steady, pace by pace. Something to be aware of is when they first started contacting you or when you first started your development, there was a lot of more sexual attraction that pulled them to you, but then as they almost instantly, as soon as they got to know you, it became more than that. Okay? This connection is something that should continue to thrive, but give it more time. Okay, David Perkins. You're next. You're a Sagittarius. Will your bond with a Libra continue to something, or will it just end? Will this continue to formulate into something more? Yeah, this is gonna continue to form into something more. Allow yourself to be slow and steady wins the race with this dynamic. Okay, be confident. Make sure something about her is she has abandonment issues. She can get really sensitive when it comes to communication. Knowing the love language of whoever your partner is or potential partner is a number one key to a successful dynamic. Having to understand their love languages and your love languages and how you can make it work together. You may not need as much communication as this person does, but even simple gestures of, hey, I was thinking about you and I saw this, or sending memes, or asking how their day is doing, but more than just how are you doing, like actually interacting back with what they say and continuing a really flowed conversation is one of the biggest things that's going to keep this current situation flowing between you two. Don't get in your mind. Don't get stuck with what you think you should do, or I think I should say this. She likes you for you. Before you ever even realize that she had her eyes on you. And sometimes masculines, once they find out somebody likes them, that they like her, etc., they can start trying to be something they're not. And then it kind of like does the counter-reactive. When you feel yourself creating safe space, being yourself, that is going to be the fastest way that this continues to thrive. Yes, this is going to be something that turns into more, but just remember, they're guiding you right now to be the Knight of Wands with this. Hey, Camilla, your username's Cammy, and you're a Taurus, and you'd like to know whether you should you pursue this masculine. They're a chaser. This person's been a chaser in a lot of past dynamics. And I can see that they've kind of turned into a runner with dynamics because of that. It's not that you're not supposed to climb that ladder together. But if he's not willing to go up and you try to push, one of you could end up falling. I'm seeing a download representation right now. Okay. Spirit's not saying to not... It's not yet time. It's not yet time, but there's still this sense of don't throw away the cards, if you will. They're still getting over a numb feeling from a different person. And the one that they chased and chased and chased, it was a connection that lasted for at least like it had to be at least 2 years. This connection, pursuing friendship and still getting to know each other, highly recommended. But as soon as there becomes a romantic pressure on this, they're going to run. A lot of times people, they get really confused. They're like, man, I've been feeling all this energy. Like, we were flirting. Like, this was obvious. And then as soon as I actually talked about the elephant in the room, it all stopped. It's because it became real. It became pressured. And a lot of people don't want to hear that. But that's the key to success, is slow and steady wins the race until it's time to pick up the pace. Yeah. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and write down some more super chatters. All right, Nikki Minko. You've been added. Kimbo. Creative. You have been added. Shirley Faith, you've been added. Alvin, you've been added. Sandra, you've been added. Okay. I'm still going to allow a few more people to go ahead and super chat because this is going to be the last call I do for super chatters. What I'm going to do is normally, I would do a group of 5, or I would do the super chatters and then 5 more people. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do 5 more people. I'm going to do 5 more free people right now instead of waiting. I'm just verbalizing it in my head. And then we're going to finish off with this last group of super clusters. Yeah. So 5 more free people, and we'll go with that flow. All right, Claudia. Where'd you go? There you go. You're a Sagittarius. He's a Taurus. Does F want to reunite? Does F want to reunite? Okay, I do see this person. They're in a state of avoidance right now. If you would try to pursue this connection, it would be far too soon. What I see is give this person more time. Understand that I really see the only way that they're going to even be willing to meet you halfway or not go back on their words would be by being the one that reaches out. The ball's not in your court with this dynamic. Allow yourself to release the need to make a movement. It would be counter-reactive with your specific dynamic. All right, Angela, your username is Nix. And you're a Scorpio. You'd like to know, will the Capricorn give you two another chance? Will the Capricorn give you two another chance? Wanting to do a fall from grace with that sacred guardian. Yeah, I do see you two being able to nourish this connection. The separation was was falling for grace. It was still being able to rise above, though. You both had to go through a tower moment. I see when springtime starts to ignite, if you will, a rekindling of this connection. I mean, the green's there. The grass, the pot, if you will, the seed, it's sprouted. Yeah, this is going to develop more within the springtime, my friend. All right. Joy, full interaction. Andrea, you are a Cancer, and you'd like to know if you would get a promotion or should you find a new job. Your current job is distracting you from your overall purpose. I see that where you are currently, you have mastered, you have learned and upgraded as far as you truly can. It is not that the place you're in is unsuccessful. You are settling. You have been feeling this urge that it's time to get out of your comfort zone, or maybe even the career you've been in for a while. Take some time to explore your other horizons. If you already have something in mind and you're really like, if I can get this, I want this. This is my purpose. Start applying for those positions. Start putting yourself in the situation to even align with those opportunities. But there is a big part of your timeline that is saying your next room for growth in a career is outside your comfort zone currently. Next person. All right, Heather Russell, you're a Capricorn, and you wanted to know if your intentions are correct about your Aquarius. Let's see, are your intentions pure? Mr. Aquarius. I see somebody that's not about drama. I see somebody that's very much like, if I say something, I mean it. His energy is, it's like stoic, but it's not like, it's not conceited. It's not uncaring. This person's intentions with you, yeah, they're pretty straight up. The biggest thing about them is communication and a big sense of I don't fuck with drama. Be aware with this person about that. It almost feels like even they could consider drama to be things that are actually important to talk about, and if you don't, it would be avoidance, not talking about it. So if there's friends, I see a friend or etc. that it's like they won't end up getting along, or there's just like kind of like a weird vibration. That is something to be aware of, whoever that friend is, whether it's on your side or theirs. That's the drama thing that's coming. When you feel this connection continue to advance and this predicament comes, you know, settle it head on with whoever the friend or etc. is and him. Don't let your presentations overspeak your words, but understand and be like, hey, like, you're both important to me. You know, I can't have either of you disrespecting the other. And if what's best is to keep you two, like, you know, not in the same rooms or etc., unless this is like, you know, a family event, unless this is about a birthday party, etc., you, as long as you two respect each other, I can still migrate with functionality in both of your lives. This connection, absolutely, they know what they want. They're being very serious about their intentions with you. Just be aware of that sense of they definitely got a trauma response to drama. They could have grew up in a house where there was like a lot of yelling, a lot of secrets, and that's why they're just like this energy of no bullshit behavior. Okay. All right. Jessica, you're an Aquarius. Well, the Scorpio and you have a chance. Well, you and the Scorpio have a chance. Turning. Feeding off the past. Not feeding off the past anymore. Turning the rise above. Yeah, absolutely. There is going to be more. I see the rising from the above, the tower and the reversal, making everything happen for a reason. Phoenix birds are a humongous sign between you two. A humongous sign between you two. Wow. So there was a tunnel vision regarding your past connection. I see two people that are actively working through that sense of seeing things either like they're here for me or they're betraying me. And not seeing that there is this middle ground of sometimes a person's actions and the things they say aren't in vain, but that does not take away from me having to express how it made me feel and not letting things bottle up, because I see two people who didn't want to trip about things. You guys would be like, if instantly, like, you know what, if I talk to them about this bothering me, it's just going to turn out bad. So I might as well not even talk about it and just hold it in. And that can only happen so many times before things explode. I see you both being able to absolutely develop more. This separation was for further growth. You know, you're helping each other break domestication and trauma from your childhood. Okay, one more person, and then I'm going to go into the super chatters, okay? Guys, please make sure you're asking the yes/no question. Okay, Barbara Brooks. Got you. You'd like to know if this masculine is going to come back into your life. Is this masculine going to come back into your life? I absolutely see this person wanting to come back into your life. There does seem like to be a sense of 3 to 5 more months. 3 to 5 more months of shifting from this mindset of having to be a learner to actually being to act, from being like in a state of like, okay, that can make sense why I'm feeling the training. They could have recently gotten a new job and they're migrating a lot of new changes. But this is giving them another sense of responsibility and accountability in their life, okay? In about 3 to 5 more months, they're going to be established in whatever new dynamic, new place they are. And I sense the ability to actually invest into another. Okay? I do see you re-entering each other's life. Give it 3 to 5 more months. All right, now let's go ahead and write the super chatters that I've added since Sharonda. Nix. Okay, you've been added. All right, that's going to be the last group of super chatters for today. If anybody super chats after, you're guaranteed your question to be answered in the beginning of the next live, okay? Because of time, I think I will do another group of free people today after this group of super chatters. So we'll end today off with some free people. And then after the stream, I'm going to go on an after stream to Twitch, where I'm going to play some video games with you guys. And we do give away a free reading over there. It's going to be a short stream tonight. It'll probably be anywhere between about 45 minutes to an hour over there. But if you feel called to join us and see if you have a chance to win that entire free reading, my Twitch is UncleBronze Official, and the link is also located in my YouTube profile. All right. Let's go ahead and start this group of super chatters, starting with Liz. Yeah, cool. Let me get my drink. All right. Liz, you're an Aries, and you were wanting a general card pull. You're not hiding from your spiritual abilities anymore. You grew up in a home, a setting that wanted. You could have been very like a suffocated in like a religious sense, or even just being like a black sheep, but you were not made to feel comfortable in your surroundings to be yourself. You could have thought that you were just paranoid, crazy, etc. growing up. But now you see things very clear that you've always been able to kind of read people's emotions more than an empath. Okay, we all have empathetic abilities. We all have the ability to be an empath, but some people are born with something a little bit more where you literally become the person. It's not that you can feel and understand them, put yourself in them shoes. It's literally becoming that person's emotions to the point where if you do not practice and regulate yourself, you will think it's you. You will think it's your energy. You will think it's your thoughts. What Spirit's wanting you to know right now is your spiritual abilities in the next 5 to 7 months. They're going to receive another form of physical touch is what I'm hearing. So actually being able to touch objects and relive what they have been through. You're going to want to make sure that you're a person that you're going to want to make sure you make your own anointment oil and have that as something you keep on yourself that you use when you're leaving your home. You're always going to be somebody that needs a little bit more of a protection barrier, okay? Think about, just in the sense of one of those mundane examples I love to give. Think about when you are allowing meat to defrost in your fridge, right? You keep it wrapped up. You're going to keep it away from other foods that could absorb, like, the bacteria and etc. You're not going to keep defrosting steak next to tomatoes or next to bread, or what I'm trying to say, things that would absorb and cross contaminate. right now, continue to focus on what you're doing to not cause the cross-contamination anymore in your bubble, meaning people that made you doubt your abilities, substances, media, music. If you're wanting your frequency to enhance, if you're wanting yourself to have more energy and be able to trust your abilities, you have to notice what spirit's putting blindly, or that's putting in front of your face, that you may be you may be unconsciously blind to. Let's say if you're, let's just give an example. And absolutely no judgment here if anybody does this. Okay? If you're somebody that smokes cigarettes, or I'll even use a personal example to make it more, I'll do that. It'll be great. So I used to be somebody that smoked so much nicotine. I mean, I was a mech mod person. Like when I was in high school, you couldn't buy vapes. Like we would make them. We would fucking make them, put like the 18650, whatever they're called, batteries in them, make the coils. And then from there on into my adult years, I became very much addicted to nicotine. And forever I was like, oh, you know, this makes me feel better. It makes me get through this stuff. It eventually, every single time I fucking hit that Nick pen, I felt so bad. And I don't know, it switched one day where I was like, this, even though for weeks and weeks, every time I hit that pen, I knew it was making me feel bad. I didn't want to believe it. I wanted to believe, oh, maybe I just haven't had enough water. Oh, maybe I'm on an empty stomach. But the connection was right there, blatantly. Spirit doesn't only just talk to us and out here. Our body, the way we feel, is like the number one way Spirit's going to talk to you. And you can register it as just your body reacting to a chemical, which is a fact, but it's something more than that too. It is literally Spirit telling you, I want you to feel repulsed because this is not good for you. This is not helping you. And if you want us to continue to ignite your abilities, you have to stop poisoning yourself. You have done something of a release that very much resonates with the vape story. And Spirit wants you to continue to see if there's songs, if there's media, if there's foods, etc., that when you start listening or absorbing, it changes you. Because there's even some, like I'm telling you, there's songs and etc. that you've listened to your whole life that, you know, used to bring you a lot of happiness, that it almost feels like you're breaking up with the song by saying, I know I can no longer listen to this. It's not everything, and it's not like all these sad songs you're not allowed to listen to anymore. It's genuinely could be the most high it can be a song that's acting like it's high vibrational, but actually the frequencies they're putting inside the music is to keep you at a low vibration, to keep you sucked in to listen to their music, versus stuff that actually heightens your abilities, heightens your self-awareness. You're doing great, okay? So just continue to focus on that cleansing and being one with your high, the one with your high priestess energy. That's what the card I keep seeing with you is a high priestess. That's what you embody. Okay. Next person. Nikki Minko. As per your intuition, somebody close to you is creating roadblocks. Is your intuition right about them? Yeah. You got the manipulation card. There could not have been something else that was more on par. Facing your fear. But it sucks because this is somebody that you're like, man, I thought this was like a fucking best friend. I thought this was somebody that would never wish for my downfall. And it hurts when there's somebody that you have always been happy for their success. You have never been like, I'm going through something bad in my life, so I want other people to hurt. You're somebody that's like, you know what? Even if I'm going through a bad time, seeing other people succeed gives me actually fucking hope and faith in this world. Your intuition's right. Okay, and it looks like a serious conversation has to be had between you two if it hasn't already. And if it has, and it was reciprocated by them throwing off and saying you're tripping, I mean, separating from this is definitely an encouraged decision to make, okay? Yeah, your intuition's on par with that, my friend. Right. And just a reminder, everybody that is super chatting now will be the ones who are promised to be answered at the beginning of my next stream tomorrow, Wednesday. That got cut off about like 5 minutes ago, probably. So anybody that's super chatting after Nick's, you are 100% guaranteed the first answered in my live stream tomorrow. Okay? In the beginning of my live stream tomorrow. Just wanted to remind you guys of that. All right, Kimbo Creative. You have a question? It looks like a general poll. Okay. What's the general poll for you? Okay, you've been increasing your knowledge as well. It looks like you're wondering if there's a masculine that wants to increase their knowledge with you. Get to know about you, read your books, your insides outs. Yeah, I see somebody that doesn't want to meet halfway. I do see somebody that wants to speak up more. A masculine that's learning how to do that necessarily. But somebody that has a good head on their shoulders. Yeah, you've been wondering if there's somebody that's wanting to deepen the connection with you, get to know you more, and absolutely they do. Okay. All right, next person. All right, Shirley, you are a Virgo, and you'd like a general poll regarding your career. Let's see. You're feeling stuck. You're feeling like this isn't something that is promoting your purpose. Your career is something that you're good at. It's stable. And Spirit's saying maybe it's not necessarily about being in a mindset of leaving, but adding. Having a side hustle, if you will. Are you somebody that's thought about being a creator? Are you somebody that's thought about putting your messages out there, whether that means through art, through speaking your mind, making a podcast, getting a blog, even if this is like an online store type of thing when it comes to a creative ability of yours. You know, it looks like there's something they are saying there's an oomph with. I see for you to become the ability to be your own boss. Yes, there is a grinding period time where you're still, working your day job, but spending your off time manifesting this. What Spirit's wanting you to know about your career is stay where you are. Don't be in the mindset of this is it, though. Be in the mindset of, no, I know I'm supposed to be my own boss. I can feel it within you. But sometimes we can cut things off a little too soon, and we don't want you to go through this period of, oh my God, did I make the right decision? Did I make the right decision? It looks like you've definitely got, I see from now till June, you're going to start finding that oomph and that inspiration about what exactly it is you do want to do with your voice. What I'm hearing is you know that you want to do something with your voice, but you can't even pinpoint exactly what that is. But recently, in the past year to 2 years, you've realized, no, whatever it is, I wouldn't be getting these downloads. I wouldn't think these things if somebody wasn't supposed to hear them. Everybody has a message that you were gifted with to give the world that nobody else has. Everybody has one thing, at least, that nobody else knows in this world. No matter your background, no matter your age, no matter your heritage, your culture, etc. Everybody. And that is the point of finding within us what we have to gift the world. Your voice is that, my friend. Okay. Alvin, you're going to be next. What is KJ ready for with you these days? Remember, yes, remember, KJ does want to. There is that energy of wanting to be back in each other's life, but something you've been able to establish a lot recently is that you understand that it's not anytime soon. That you're making that right choice of doing that hermit mode, that separation. But now there could be a compulsion that's coming in with, well, maybe now they do want something more. Maybe the door's been open and this is my chance to make this happen faster than I want it to. Maybe I shouldn't go in hermit mode. My friend, that's manipulating yourself. Or that's feeding in to like a cycle repeat, what the ego wants you to think, the chaser dynamic. I understand completely. But this is that part where people will go 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward. What she wants with you is you to continue to give her that space. You remember how she just thanked you? Her energy, she energetically was thanking you for giving me that space, and to see that if you really respect me, you understood what I said, that I will come back, or that I need this time. So don't fall into the spell of having to go backwards, of having to take a couple steps backwards. It's a choice. I know it's hard and it feels almost uncomfortable. It's like you're shedding a skin. Like, think about like a reptile shedding its skin, a snake shedding its skin. But the only way that's going to come off is by moving, by making those choices, by going forward, by picking yourself, by not focusing on, is she ready for me? Does she want me? Because we've already established, my friend, in my best, most positive way I can be a support for you. No, she is not ready. She is not ready to be back in each other's life. Remember, when you get those thoughts, remember the words, have them echo in your head. Thank you for respecting me enough to keep this boundary. Thank you for respecting me enough to know that if I'm meant for you, I will come back in divine timing. Right. But they are encouraging you to believe still in the connection. Just remember, you told yourself 2025 is about being your own healthy partner. Okay? All right. Sharonda. Let's get a drink. All right. Get another incense going. All right. Sharonda, you're a Scorpio. Is someone coming towards you? Fire, intensity, power. You have a fire sign. There's a fire sign that is absolutely stepping into your life, and this is a soulmate. Now remember, soulmate does not mean divine. Soulmate, we have thousands of soulmates. Romantic, platonic, family, etc. Even nature. Even when you feel a deep connection to the water, like the beach or hiking or rock climbing, etc. That is a spiritual soulmate, soul tie connection to the element. Okay? Well, there's a fire sign that is absolutely erupting themselves to you in 2025. So yes, you got somebody coming towards you, and they have fire placement. All right, Nynx. Your name is Angela. You're a Scorpio. Will the Capricorn give you to another chance? It would be a cycle repeat if you guys got back together. I know you don't want to hear that. But every interview, you guys have done this before. You guys have either broken up or gone to separation. but there wasn't like a learning of a lesson. It looks like you two kind of just would go on your own and go into forms of distraction and then miss each other and then come back versus actually like talking about what happened and working through it. Uh, every time this connection I went through many timelines. I went through many left path, right path choices. And in each one, what I saw was a cycle repeat of disruption, abandonment, and inner turmoil. Yes, there's love, but love is not enough. We could be in love with a lot of people. And your divine is not somebody that this type of cycle repeating happens with. Nobody's perfect. We are called tango partners with those people for a reason, because tango partners step over each other's toes, they get pissed at each other, but they do not give up on each other, ever. They're their roller coaster buddy. They don't undo the roller coaster belt. That would be the person of, if it undid, they actually would put their arm around you to protect you, okay? This person, this is like an energy of somebody that would throw you off of the roller coaster. And this is all representation, right? Long story short, you could get back together, absolutely, but you have to go within and see, is it even worth it, or is this something that's hindering me from really moving on, moving forward in my self-development, in my life? All right, that concludes the guaranteed super chatters for tonight. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to write down everybody that super chatted after that dynamic, so we can start a new page. Next stream. Let's see. Start here. Let's see. All right, Miss K. Miss K. Does coworker. How does the coworker you are meeting with tomorrow morning feel about you? So this is perfect. Once you come and see this reading, you already have seen that person, and it will confirm how the interaction went for you. It will confirm what they feel for you. All right. All right, that looks like that's the only person that had super chatted after the cutoff. It's we've been on here for an hour and 39 minutes. I like to stay on for 2 hours. I think what I'll do is, I think I'll stay on for about 10 more minutes. I'll do like 5 free people. We'll end today's stream with 5 free people. And also, if you choose during that time to go ahead and super chat, before I get off, I will make sure to add you to that list. Sorry guys, my phone keeps sliding and it's hitting Bixby, that fucking button on the side for Android. But, alright, let's go ahead and get 5 more free people, and then we'll head over to Twitch for our after stream. Okay. All right, Chan, you're a Leo, and you would like to know, should you stay in this connection with the Libra? Should you stay in this connection with the Libra? I do see that there's more between your connection. They are a very insecure person. The thing about this individual is, if you want to continue with them, Their love languages, it will take a lot of validation. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that, but we also have to know our compatibility in love languages with a person. If you're somebody where it's like constantly having to reassure them that you still care, that their compulsive thoughts are not correct, etc. If that's something that for you personally would be like a big hindrance, it would make you feel less attracted to a person like that, you're probably going to be better suited with somebody else. But if you're somebody that stuff doesn't bother you, you understand where it comes from. You understand it's their anxiety, but not only do you understand, you know you're equipped emotionally to deal with that. You know, this is a good person. They just got their own baggage, if you will, from their past. And a lot of people could have probably broken up with them or friends, family separated because they called them too much. But this is not this person's choice. People don't choose to have anxiety. People don't choose to have paranoia. But the purpose is being willing to acknowledge and work through it instead of making it that problem of your life formulate every other relationship you have. The connection with the Libra continues to thrive, okay? But just be understanding about what they need in a dynamic to feel nurtured and open up to you, and also be able to see you versus just what their fear and their paranoia and their compulsive thoughts want to see. Okay. 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 Bilver Brewer, your name is Maya. You're a Scorpio, and you are wanting to know if Thomas is meant to be in your life currently. Is Thomas meant to be in your life currently? Same exact collective as before. You are the same exact collective. But I see you are the one with the anxiety this time. It's about voicing for you. You see, what you heard before was the other side, my friend. This is what's beautiful about collective readings. They help people see the other side. You have a compulsive energy when it comes to thinking the worst thing can possibly happen when you care. The things you care about most, your mind can really put things on repeat like they're going wrong when everything is going actually right. This person, this connection, they care about you more than your parasite and etc. is wanting you to think. You know, you and Thomas, there's a big purpose in each other's life right now. It's not about the forever. It's not about knowing right now if they're your divine counterpart, all that stuff. There is an importance. This is a soul tie. This is somebody that you're destined to meet in every lifetime. But what, guys? What do we say? Not destined to stay with, because we have freedom of will. It's a fact, no matter if you want to acknowledge it or not. Just like air, you can believe air is real, or you can't. It's still there. It's not going to change anything. With that being said, this is a positive connection. You have to open up about your love languages. And you need to do it in a way before your volcano effect happens. And the presentation overspeaks the words. Okay. Jesus. My goodness, it keeps, my phone's never slipped this much. I mean, it is old. I've had this stand since the beginning of everything. It was actually one of the first things I ever bought was this stand. So it's pretty. It's seen some better days, but it keeps sliding. Okay. All right, Melissa Grandos. You're a Leo, and you'd like to know if you should give Lewis another chance? Should you give Lewis another chance? Is he coming in differently? Is he actually acknowledging the way he's made you feel? Have his actions changed? What I'm seeing right now is Spirit, they're saying not to go full force in this, but you can open up that door. You can have the screen door open. You could be talking, the energetic picture, when you have somebody out of your life, when you've kicked them out, you have closed the door, you have closed the screen door, and they're both locked. And there's no way that person can get into your energetic house. Once you decide, you know what, I'm going to see if somebody can have that door open again for them, you're not going to instantly unlock everything, right? You're going to unlock your first door. The screen door is going to be there, and that one's still going to be locked. And you're talking to each other through it. And then throughout time, you see more and more that you're feeling that comfort, that their actions really are changing, that they've developed into another person. You go ahead and you unlock the screen door. And then you push it open, and now you're talking like that. You know, when you keep your screen door open and you're talking to somebody like this, and day by day, a little bit more, you go, you know what? Come on in. We can't just, as soon as that person shows up, open the door and let them in, no matter how bad you want. You have to change your pattern for that person to really change their pattern. They have to have pure intention from beginning. They can't just be coming in with playing mindset and then this type of stuff work. It won't. It has to be if both people are on the same intention of really like of expanding from what you guys had before, not going back to what you used to have. Yes, Spirit says allow this connection to see where it can go, but the stage you're at currently in that energetic house is the front door is open. That I'm fucking blanking, even though I've said it like 5 times already. I'm blanking now on what the other door is called. The screen door. The screen door is okay. The screen door is actually open. That's why it's doing that. It's not, the screen door is not even at that stage where it's locked. You now have had it pushed open, and you're talking like this. Give this 1-2 more months. Give 2 more months before you go ahead and say, welcome into my, go ahead and welcome back into my energetic home. But yeah, it feels really good, my friend. Right. All right, come on. Remember, guys, yes, no questions. Interesting. Okay, Renee You didn't ask a yes no question. Oh my god. Phone keeps slipping. Okay. Renee, you're a Sagittarius and you wanted to know if okay, you asked if your life will work out, and I'm going to make that more of a centered question. The reason I'm using your energy right now is because this is an interesting pull. Normally I would have skipped past the way that that question was asked because that's not something that is like centered in a yes no type of question. I understand that you ask, is your life going to get better, but that's such a vast thing to ask, right? When I was scrolling past, my fucking teeth started to ache so bad when I saw your name. Okay. um so something I feel really called to talk to you about. It feels like you could have kind of like relieved yourself from a pretty toxic situation, and now, but leaving the toxic situation, it put you into another state of like, where do I go from here? I'm seeing that you may feel alone. You may have lost you may have left a relationship that it feels almost, it's like you lost a person. It's not even a breakup, it's something even more than that. So you're wanting to know, are you going to be able to do this part by yourself? And what the thing Spirit's wanting me to state to you is you're not alone. Yes, it's different. Yes, you have to be vulnerable in a way, and open up yourself to learning certain things that you weren't really. It's interesting. You were pretty secluded in this relationship. There's a lot. It's like I see almost paying bills and everything was something that, it was out of your control. Even if it was your money, it's like somebody else was doing everything with it. So now you're in this state of like, man, how is it going to be learning and adjusting to all these changes that I wasn't really even prepared for? Spirit says that you are gaining another form of a family. There are certain people that you separated with for a long time that were not blood, that were family, or that were not blood family. They were like found family. And whoever this relationship or this dynamic was, it pulled you away from those people. And the ones that are meant for you, those friends, those found family members, once you break free from that illusion of those types of relationships or dynamics, they're going to welcome you back in with open arms. They're going to say, we're so grateful that you finally did this. They're not going to hold anything against you. Okay, your life, absolutely, yes, of course your life is going to get better. But I just don't want to just tell you, yes, your life's going to get better. What does that do for you? I can't stand when readers do that. When they just answer, they go on lives, they say yes to you, no to you, and then they don't explain anything. And they just go on and go on and go on. It doesn't help you. If anything, it can make things worse for people. So, my friend, do not be afraid of this next beginning. Do not be afraid of this shaking energy, because you took the leap of faith and Spirit is catching you. All right. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with this person. All right. Lily Rose Mystic. Your name is Mara. Nice to see you again. You're a Scorpio. Is anyone interested in you at the moment? Okay. This is the thing. You have not currently met the person that Spirit's guiding you to see the horizon with. Go with me. You have individuals around you that are interested and attracted to you. Who your person is, it looks like they're either in a committed relationship. It could be a marriage. It could just be a long time boyfriend, girlfriend, etc. This is a big question for a lot of people in the collective. You got a lot of people in your collective right now who this is literally lining to a T with their life. I can feel it. Your person is currently having to release a karmic connection. There is a trapment type of feeling for some of the people in the collective here, because this one is so vast. It's like to focus just on you. I'm going to do my best, but I need to talk about this one in a vast one. Some of you, you've met this person. You know exactly who this is. And you're like, I can't interact with that. I have to let them figure that out. I cannot be somebody that had any influence on their decision making for what was best for them to leave this dynamic. Then there's a group of you here who have not yet to meet. And Lily, I think you're in that group of either you have barely any communication with this person. This is not someone you've dated before. But there's a thin line of either you've never met, or it's like even if you've been in the same room, there's never been a deep emotional conversation where this person can really stand out in your head, okay? It's a divine intervention for everyone. You have suitors currently in your life, yes. But for specifically now you, Lily, they're wanting you to allow more time to surface somebody that not only is there going to be a sexual attraction or a comfort attraction, it's a true soul connection. And they're currently facing their fears when it comes to releasing a karmic connection. You cannot rush this process. You can only focus on yourself. So allow yourself to be open to love from more than one place. Okay, guys, that's what I'm going to do for today's live reading. We are going to be back here tomorrow on Wednesday, anywhere between 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I will post it on my YouTube post. I will post it on my stories on Instagram and etc. to notify you guys when I am planning to go live. Tomorrow we will start our next stream with Miss K, and then now we're going to migrate over to Twitch at UncleBronze Official for our after stream. It's going to be a short stream today, probably about an hour over there, but we do give away a free reading. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and log on to Twitch, but I'm going to give myself about 5 to 10 minutes to reset my energy. The starting screen will be on. You can go ahead and connect and talk in the live chat. You'll see me in there in about 5 to 10 minutes to start streaming. We're going to play zombies today. But again, link in my YouTube bio for Twitch, and that is Twitch at UncleBronze Official, guys. Thank you for being here. I'll see you tomorrow, or I'll see you on the live stream over on Twitch. Let's get it.